We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
A very pleasant good day, curling fans, and welcome to Swift Current Saskatchewan. We started with 18 teams. We're now down to 2. It's the finals of the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout here from the Swift Current Curling Club. Thank you for joining us, curling fans. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm joined by Jim Nix. And Jim, it's been great curling all weekend.
Yeah, it really has. There's been, been a lot of great games. There's been these two teams in particular, both very worthy of their chance to be here, and seeing both of them play great games this week. I've been lucky enough to do a couple of their games, and it's looking forward to a real good day.
Yeah, Jordon McDonald had a good win over Lucas Klima in the semifinal, and then last night to close out pool play and secure himself a spot in the finals. He had a big win in that game as well over Sam Moybrook.
Yeah, that was a good game. I did that game with you as well, and it was both skips made a lot of big shots in that game.
And of course, Kleiter, coming off a great performance in the Montana's Brier, definitely turned a lot of heads.
Yeah, I think so. I know that they talk about records. They might not have been thrilled with their records, but I thought they played very well. I was really quite impressed with this team and with Rylan in particular, because I wasn't familiar with him. And it's another team that's up and coming, and both these teams I think are teams we're going to see a lot for the next few years. So get used to them.
And it is Kleiter there with the hammer here in the first end. So McDonald going to keep it simple. And there you see the second. Now don't adjust your dial. That is Derek Semilgowski. He is filling in on this team this weekend rather. Although with the way he's played, they might be happy to have him all year.
Well, you know what? Yeah, I thought of that yesterday when I saw him play, and I thought, man, he throws it good, and he just comes out of the hack so quick and easy, and just looks really solid. And I'm sure he doesn't love sweeping as much as he might have used to love sweeping, but and we managed to curse him into that one, so we're not helping him out in shot number 1 today.
We took care of that right quick there, Jim. At least we got it out of the way.
That's right. Yeah, we definitely got it out of the way.
No, but the words that have best describe my impression of the way Derek's been throwing, especially the upweight shots, is just effortless and smooth.
Yeah, yeah.
He just rears up and gives a nice one strong kick at it, and he's right on the broom. Doesn't have to get overly handsy with the release to generate any power. It's already there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair assessment, I think. See, another guy that impressed me over the last few weeks when we've done some of Kleiter's games have been Matthew Hall. Just pretty steady at the second position, and obviously a stabilizing force when he holds the broom for Rylan on his shots as well.
So we're going to get our first look here at Dallas Burgess.
Yeah, trying to figure out here how he's going to get out of this giving up a 2 here. There's only a few rocks to come. He'd like Dallas to make a double maybe right about now would be a good time.
Yeah, he's taking this on, and we've seen a lot of these shots made this weekend. So many so that it inspired me to call myself 2 of them this morning and miss at least one of them. So Olofsson carving it over as we've seen so many times. You're going to make contact, get the 1, get the 2. There you go. That's how you clean house. Dallas Burgess.
Yeah, very nice. These teams make it just look so easy. You'll see it coming in here. Derek on a little bit earlier. And then the other sweeper jumps on to make it curl a little bit. And there's never really any doubt about it. Goes back, hits half a rock, and sits 1 when it's all done.
And I know we talked about this all week, but that was a nice, easy weight. It wasn't killed.
Yeah.
Gave them the options to use the brushers to make that shot.
Yeah, and we're right. We've seen that a lot this weekend. There hasn't been a whole lot of throw it as hard as you can possibly throw it kind of doubles. There's been a few. There are always going to be a few, but an awful lot of finesse doubles, if you want to call it that.
And ultimately, in my humble opinion, it's that weight control, knowing exactly what the minimum effective weight is, really sets the teams apart from being middle tier to top tier.
Yeah.
Hitting stick made there.
Yeah, pretty basic next 4 or 5 shots here to get to the end of the end when Rylan Kleiter will try to blank, I'm sure. Provided there's nothing bizarre happens between now and then, which usually doesn't, but every now and then, you never know.
Here's Joshua Mattern. Got Hall and Johnson with it. It's going to just fall out of the rings.
It's interesting on rocks like that too, Dave, when you, sorry about that, when they get out there and they're out by a couple inches, you see everybody sweeping all different directions to try to get that rock to come back in. I kind of chuckle at it because I really don't know which is the best way to get the spin to go right for you, but they try everything different.
Yeah, there's a school of thought that you want to sweep it where it wants to go, so maybe it catches that way.
Yeah.
Or another school of thought where you play the back end side of the spin that's actually opposite the direction you want to go to get it to maybe dig there. So it's...
Yeah.
One thing I know is that curlers suffer from confirmation bias, and we have a big follow me attitude. So whatever the team that wins the Brier or wins the Scotty is doing, that's what you're going to see at your local curling club.
Yeah. Yeah, that week or two after the Scotties and the Briers on TV, it's pretty interesting time at curling clubs too.
Oh, so many runbacks.
Yeah. Yeah. Throw one the whole year, and then you throw about 9 the week after the Brier. Don't make any, but you throw them.
Here's the first of 2 for Kleiter. And the skipper from Saskatoon makes that one. No wasted time here. Both skips know what's coming next.
Yeah, it's interesting. Even with no clocks, they can't be bothered coming down to these shots. It's just as well. Keeps everybody invested, including our viewers.
Olsen will keep it there. They will stick around the rings. Up and down the ice they go. Now, Kleiter, he went undefeated through pool play. Had a good showing there. 4-0. And McDonald, 5-0. McDonald was a lot closer for sure. Having to get that last win to get to 3-2. And by virtue of their draw shot challenge, they worked their way in the playoffs and picked up 2 wins this morning, giving them the opportunity to try to capture this afternoon. This is going to hit and spill. Next one will just go through the rings, and barring oh, that was the final stone, and he stuck it. I'm sorry.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
Hi, I'm Jane. And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
Welcome back to the Speedy Creek Shootout. And Matt Hall had us all faked out there. Kleiter executed the blank, but then he went and hung one on the board and confused the daylights out of all of us, but it indeed was the blank. And Kleiter has the hammer here, and end number 2 still in a scoreless affair, Jim.
Yeah, pretty. The end started there with looked like something might develop, and then after the double takeout by Burgess, then they just kind of hit away 1-on-1 till the end, and they'll try again this end to get it going.
So we're on second stone, so it's Semilgoski. This one is starting to take off. It's going to get really close to the guard. Cannot get it. And it's going to have to go back as it's a free guard zone violation. Now, if you ever wonder what they're looking for there, if a stone sits on the ice for a while, a lot of times you can see the ring of the insert of the running surface. Gives you an idea of exactly where it goes back to. But then invariably they come up and do this and tap it a few times.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Jim, but I always seem to be over generous to my opponent. My teammates always get on me for that.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I think curlers, generally speaking, do that. It's the whole idea. It's like the idea that you know, when somebody burns a stone or something, it's like, well, what do you do about it? And so often curlers will tend to almost penalize themselves. Not all of them, but penalize themselves a little bit with their generosity. And sometimes it's right. I mean, you're playing club play or whatever it is, but other times you just kind of hurt yourself. Like you say, it's like if you really firmly believe that rock was, 7/8 buried, then that's where it should be. Just got to believe it is all. That's what I think anyway. Instead, you leave it half open, so.
They're going to draw the opposite side here. Put it in the rings. They sit 2. But now, with it being just 7/8 buried, they can see this double, or at least a hit and roll.
Yeah, that one probably went back a little further than they would have liked to have had it go. But Jordon taking a lot of ice here, though. I don't know if he's throwing hard enough to make anything much more than the hit and roll behind the center guard.
Yeah, that's what he indicated for.
Yeah.
So now it's Burgess trying to carve it over. They'll get the hit. It'll spin. Might as well spin it up against the other one now. Pretty good outcome.
Yeah, nice shot. Kleiter's still in pretty good shape here with a chance to sit 2, move that rock back over to the other side. The only problem he does have that center guard that's going to be maybe a little trouble for him here in a couple of shots.
So here's Matt Hall. Second rocks for Kleiter. He does serve as the vice skip holding the broom. Trying to walk it over just a touch. And they get half buried, but little chance for McDonald, eh, Jim?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, double definitely there for McDonald. I mean, it's flat, but it's so close together that, you can, your rock's going to hit that one rock higher, so you shouldn't be too hard to make this. Oh, he's going this way. Okay. You'll have to go that way, I guess. Gonna have to throw this one fairly firm to make the double, though.
So Dallas throws it fairly firm. Semilgoski already trying to walk it over. Don't want to split the uprights. Oh, this looks pretty good. One. Oh, underneath. It did have to go a little bit further.
Yeah, he had to, he just had to hit a little more of it. He had to get about half the stone, half 3/4 of the stone to make it happen, and just never got to it. Gives Kleiter a chance to get the second rock a little further away this time.
Get that in there, you'll be in pretty good shape. Here's Josh Mattern. Past the guard with plenty of room. Just a matter where it settles down. Pretty good.
Yeah, very good shot.
No choice for Jordon here but to hit and try to flop back under cover again.
Yeah, he'd like to try to get these two yellow ones eventually get them back a little closer together, but just to give him a chance to make himself a chance to make a double, but it's going to have to happen pretty soon.
And that is not going to do it.
No, Dell's not real happy with that.
But here you go, that elevation changing, so Rylan's going to throw this one on the nose. And one stone higher, is it going to be high enough, do you think, for Jordon to give it a go?
I don't know that he'd be able to do it on his first one. If they were ever to go 3 hits in a row here and get up a little bit further, then he definitely would have a chance to go for it. I don't know that this one would be enough with a nose hit. I'm not so sure that it's going to be enough to be able to make the cross-house double. Yeah, maybe.
It is there.
Yeah, Jordon can throw it really hard, but looks like he's just going to try to roll in behind the center guard here.
That's a much.
Yeah, that would be a tough double. That's a long ways across there. It's almost 7 feet probably.
And we can safely report, Jim, that our friend, the New York Islanders fan, is still firmly ensconced in the lounge.
Oh, is that right?
He's still there. Did move sheets between games, though, so. The fans at Swift Current have been treated all weekend to good curling. We got a good start here. First and 2.
Snowball scan indicating it might be a little down. They wanted it to be a little down, but a little too far, I think.
Well, if you want to group them, you just succeeded.
Yeah, he did. That might turn out to be okay.
You see, Rylan's first instinct was to come towards his own. You would think that a run back's going to follow that.
Yeah, I think, though, if he were to roll behind his own there, that run back is pretty scary if that's the last shot, your last shot at the end, and if you don't make it, you're giving up 3. So I don't know that they would. I don't know that Jordon would take on the run back if he went.
If you're scared, call the police, Jim.
Yeah, I'd be scared. But I think if neither way's perfect here. If he rolls the other way, he's going to be behind the tee line. If he only rolls like a foot, does Jordon try to make that double, or does he play the freeze to it? He might well play the freeze, which would take away most of the end for Kleiter.
What do you think about rolling?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if he's going to roll left as we look at the overhead, he needs to roll right out into the 8-foot somewhere. That would be his best bet. That would be a really, really tough double if it's even there.
Work around, they make the hit. It's going to be just off nose and only move about an inch or so towards the center.
Yeah, and they didn't look like they were trying to really make it curl any more than that, so I don't know that I would have wanted to leave it there. I think they should have worked a little harder maybe to try to get it to curl more and bounce it over another couple of feet, but I also don't know for sure if it would have went much further. This gives Jordon McDonald a definite chance to make some sort of roll and get out of this. It's not easy, but it is possible. And try to roll behind Kleiter's other yellow one, same as we thought Kleiter might be going to do, but he hasn't got a lot of room. I think he's going to get enough to hang around.
It's not going to hang around for shot. So it'll be a free draw for 2 for Rylan Kleiter.
Somebody told me once, Dave, they're not really free draws. They're just open draws. Free, you wouldn't have to throw it. You'd just give you the point, you'd hang it up.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Well, somebody told me that. I don't know. That was kind of the thing back 20 years ago or something. No, not free draws. But I like the term free draw. Just has to hit. Not even 8 foot, but
And
try to put it on the tee line.
Okay, an unopposed draw.
Yeah, okay. That's good.
Final stone of the second end, Kleiter. He sits 1. He's got 1 in his pocket. He's really just full 12 for his second. Rushers are just kind of providing valet service here.
Yeah.
Because it's fine, good, no problem. 2 on the board for Rylan Kleiter. McDonald has the hammer when we come back after this on Curling Stadium.
Team Homan rocks. Team Mowat rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes, as world #1 Team Homan takes on world #1 Team Mowat in a head-to-head charity curling skins game with a twist. 8 ends, 4 rule changes, and curling like you've never seen before. Watch it live on the Grand Slam of Curling website, app, and YouTube with celebrity coaches and special guest appearances. The Curling Group's first ever Rio Mare Battle of the Sexes, April 7th, Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Get your tickets now at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Hey, Ben, what's the Aztecs?
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. TheRockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
And we're back here in Swift Current. And now it's a very special time in the tournament. We're going to show you our curling stadium fan of the tournament. There he is in the right behind the shooter. As soon as Cameron gets into the hack, you'll see him. That's our man in the New York Islanders hoodie. He has been here for every draw of this tournament and has been a super fan. So here's to you, sir. Somebody grab that guy in 016. It is Jordon McDonald here with the hammer in the third end of play. Kleiter holding a 2-0 advantage. Kleiter has one right there on the pin. McDonald probably would have liked that just a skosh deeper, so Kleiter's going to... Do you like the guard or do you like drawing in, Jim?
Well, I think I like to draw one in. I think it's a little early to start throwing the guard up there and trying to expect that that's going to work for you long term. So I like coming right in on this one.
So on the way from Matt Hall, boys got to hustle to get past the guard. They do, and drag it right on line. That was a very nice patient shot out of Team Kleiter there.
Yeah, good shot. I think they were, don't know if they wanted to get quite that far under, but that's still a good shot. You're going to see Jordon open it up here now anyways. Get to see Dave's, or Derek's rather, smooth peel weight here.
I mean, that's absolutely effortless.
Yeah, he really is smooth getting into that spot. Is it a double? No, he didn't make the double. Wow.
Yeah, just over the top. I'll tell you what, though, we are getting very good at jinxing Derek right now.
Third going up now.
And frankly, we're round about the same size, and I don't like upsetting people my size.
Yeah.
Generally not a good policy.
No.
Second one from Matty Hall here. And he put that right back where he left it. So another shot at it for Derek.
Yeah, a little tougher this time, a little further apart.
Yep.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G. In network technology.
And realizing that we're at an inflection point here, it's a good time for a team conference.
Yeah.
While it's a good time for a team conference, it's always a great time for you to smash that like button. Let us know you're here. Subscribe to us if you haven't. It does help out the channel a great deal. Help us bring you more curling more often. So what do you see here, Jim?
Well, yeah, it's a good question. I'm not quite sure what they're going to do here. Just I would think something like along the lines of what Matt just said, where you come around maybe on the yellow. I don't know that I love this thin double that they're looking at.
That's extremely thin.
Really, really thin, yeah. So
as a contrary to that, do you like just throwing the double peel on the guard there, and getting the one in the rings too?
Yeah, I don't know, Dave. There's an awful good chance that that's not going to work out real good for you. You end up, if you could be sure you were going to run that straight back, make it, that's okay. But I think you want to protect that yellow rock yours a little bit right now. So I think the best plan here is to do actually the shot they're playing where they're going to come around, try to tap the yellow right up on the red. I think that's the best call, really. That's what I would have probably went with. It is a long run back to make it perfect, especially without hammer.
So Joshua Mattern. All just hanging around with it. Through the port, no problem. It's all about the line now. We're going to try to carve it over, walk it right on top. Line is beautiful. Just preserve that little bit of weight. Tap, and weld it on. Great shot, Josh Mattern.
Yeah, that's really good. Now Jordan's sort of half scratching his head there, trying to figure it out.
Well, he actually did scratch his head, Jim.
Yeah, maybe he just had ditchy head. But yeah, anyway, here's the shot coming in. The guys worked really well together here to make this good, and sitting right on the red. Going to be really it might be a challenge for Jordan to make sure he scores here now, because there's an opportunity for Kleiter at some point to play bump, and
that's very true. And there's a lot of shrapnel up front right now.
There is. We're just looking at playing the corner freeze on the yellow that is frozen to the red. Probably wouldn't be disappointed if he got to the nose or almost to the nose of it and moved it a little bit just to create some space.
So on the way from Burgess, Olsen picks it up right out of his hand. It's going to get very tight to the guard. They did clear it. Will they clear the next one? Oh, they just get past that too. Get up to the face and tap themselves back, and they change the angles just a little bit there, Jim.
I think that's a great shot. I think that's a really amazing shot made by the sweeper more than anybody else, to be honest. He was like on it flat out all the way. I didn't know if he'd get by the first one. He gets by that one and then gets by the back ones and sits exactly where he wanted with just that weight that I was talking about, where you move it a little bit to create some space. And now the red-yellow doesn't line up on yours on the button, so that's a terrific shot.
Now we're going to see it. Looks like a little bit of damage control here from Rylan.
Yeah, I think he's going to try to just make this double. It's, on the red yellow, and leave a shooter probably right about there with an opportunity to run that afterwards if he needs to.
So Kleiter out of Saskatoon. His first here in the third. Trying to walk it over just a touch. Needs a little bit of curl. Red on the yellow. Shoots theirs out. Leaves McDonald line 2. They do have control stones, but
He threw that much more gently than I expected him to throw it. I figured he was going to throw, pretty much a normal takeout at that, get rid of those 2 stones, and leave his shooter where it is. I'm just a bit surprised with the weight choice. Really wasn't enough just enough to do what he did.
So with Burgess and McDonald here, McDonald can't take away both turns, really.
No.
Is there anything that particularly jumps out at you? I have one minor idea.
Well, no, I don't know. I think you can take the yellow here through the hole between your rock biting the 4-foot and the one in the 12-foot, but that's tough. Could sit right on those, sit right in the crotch of those 2, and then basically take maybe both of the raises away.
That's what I'm thinking. If you settle right in the crotch,
yeah,
the one on the left as we see it will go out between the 2 reds. The one on the right goes out the other side.
Yeah.
And then you're protected to maybe score later. And then Rylan's going to have to really probably maybe play the red to cut you down to 2, but
yeah. You can't. It's not a big hole to try to pop it through the hole. It's not a very big hole.
Well, they were shooting the ports last night on us.
This is a tough call.
Yeah.
You kick him down. If you were going to throw the shot, that little kind of sit in the middle of the 2 stones kind of thing, you could come down and move it a little bit. Leave your shooter there. Just tap it a little bit to the left-hand side as we look on the overhead. And you'd be pretty good shape. But I just don't see anything that lets you get very aggressive here without causing more damage to yourself.
Yeah, and I understand the struggle that McDonald's going through because he sees the situation that can so possibly be awesome for him. But he's also on the precipice of getting forced or, God forbid, a steal. So I think you have to. The best offense right now is going to be a little bit of defense, in my opinion.
Yeah. See here, Jordan looking at possibly freezing to the back one, which would allow him to sit 3. But like you said, this is leaving that yellow one exactly where it is just really scary.
Well, heck, they're both scary to you.
Yeah.
Because even if you address that one and somehow are able to squeak it through the hole, well, then he has to tap on the other side and can weld it into possibly the Great Wall of China.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to take a shot at it. Well, he has to make sure if he's ever going to hit one of his own that he hits the one that's on the button, because that way the yellow one that gets raised will still probably go out of play. If he ever touched the one at the top is where the possible, doubling off your own comes. So if you're not going to get through this hole, make sure you don't get through by hitting the rock on the button and not the one at the edge of the 4-foot. That's not a small hole, though. Or that is a small hole, sorry.
Well, either way, write this one down right now. This shot is going to be a key to the game. 1st and 2 for Jordon McDonald here in the 3rd. Back and forth, Olsen. Tight to the guard. They're past it. Is it going to clear it? No, it's going to catch the one, and they made the double on their own. And now they're facing one at the moment. Let's see where that went wrong, Jimmer.
Yeah, it went wrong right off the get bat here, but it was tight off the top and the overcurl, which is a place he couldn't miss that shot. He had to miss that shot on the high side, which could have jammed, but there was a good chance that it doesn't jam, and he still got a shot rock in there, and now he has a real mess. Yeah, that's a tough one. I didn't like that shot, but I didn't have a whole lot of good alternatives other than what we suggested, where we put it in between the two and see what ends up after that. Which obviously hindsight's wonderful, but
we all have wonderful hindsight. Our hindsight's so good, it's amazing we don't all walk backwards.
Yes, that would be logical.
And we'd have plenty of folks to pebble at the curling club.
yeah, training program. Yeah. We could call it the hindsight training program for pebbling.
There you go. the Lounge Skips Curling Association. When's the play down for that? I can win that.
Yeah. Kleiter looking at one point here at hitting that back red and sitting 4, which probably has some appeal for sure, but
you know what? I actually love that.
Yeah.
It's a really tough shot to get in there for one.
Yeah.
I'd love to make my opponent face 4 right now.
Yeah.
It's all a matter of how much of that red you can see from the hack. We see the guards there.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it looks like from the other end of the ice. And they kicked it, and they'll touch it twice and act like it never moved.
So they're looking at whether or not McDonald could run angle raise that red one possibly through the port.
I mean, it's going to be a double angle, right? It doesn't go cleanly.
No, it doesn't look to me like it goes cleanly, but...
So there's a shot at the long view. You can clearly see the red that's in the back 8, so no problem getting to it. It's a reverse stagger, but with the turn he to throw for it, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I think that's what he has settled in on.
He
hasn't. No,
he's playing the you call it what you want to call it, a hit or a rub off of the red and into the 4-foot area, if you will. I think, unless he's just straight guarding, but I don't see it being a guard shot. I think he's playing a little bit of a rub off the... I'll illustrate it on my computer here, but that won't help you much. I think he's just trying to rub off that outside red. He's a little afraid of giving up a 2 here, I think, is the problem, if he ever puts something in the wrong spot. See what
Here's Kleiter with his final of the third. Let's just, I'm not going to pass judgment till I see where it ends up.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit more like just almost a guard versus...
a guard I can buy.
Yeah. Don't want it to curl anymore, or it doesn't guard anything.
Okay, so there you go.
So he leaves the thin double.
They
I don't know that it's for 2, though.
Yeah, they said only 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was ever there. So the question is, now that you took that away, what are you daring your opponent to do?
Yeah, it's...
And that's what he's going to do. Go ahead. Explain to the kids at home why we just said wow.
Yeah. You see some of these shots these days, more of these shots than we used to see for sure, but that looks pretty hard to me. It looks like it's for 2 is the only thing about it, versus coming off the other one, and the other side is probably going to be for 1 because it's going to jam on the back.
Okay, so he's going to throw this with a ton of speed and a ton of rotation to gear off, hit about quarter of that stone and spin on round about 16 feet onto the button.
He's actually going to throw it. He's hoping to take the yellow rock off the button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all day.
Yeah.
I see this on TV all the time. And now hopefully we're going to see it right now. Jordon McDonald going for the huge in-off for a deuce. Final stone of the third. It's on its way. This looks like it's outside a little bit. Is it going to make contact before the boards? It does, and it's going to slip. Oh, just underneath. What a great run at that shot. But it's a steal of one for Kleiter. He's up 3-0. We'll be back from Swift Creek right after this.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's going to make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at therockshop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. Therockshop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Stronger agronomics, better returns, greater peace of mind from pre-seed to post-harvest. You can count on the Victory Canola program to keep you and your farm ahead of the curve. Grow with us at victorycanola.com.
I have an idea. Welcome back to Swift Current Saskatchewan. It's the curling stadium Speedy Creek shootout. And Jimmer, we almost saw an absolute gem off the hand of Jordon McDonald.
Yeah, it really was. It's amazing sometimes they even see shots like this that seem like they're possible to play. And Jordan lets us go and thinking he needed to probably hit about a quarter of a rock. And turns out he probably needed to hit about a third of a rock because he hits it just a little bit thin and just goes behind the other one. Heck of an effort for Jordon McDonald.
Oh, man, that would have been a turning point and definitely an energy boost. Because when somebody throws a shot against you like that, that just takes the wind right out of your sails.
Yeah.
But right now, the spinnaker is up for Kleiter. They have a 3-0 advantage. McDonald has some work to do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and probably in a hurry here. So I think you'll see Jordan go pretty hard here for two. One probably leaves him in a not a very good position. So if he can get a couple here, then he's right back in it, and with half a game to go. Kleiter staying on the offense here. Dave. So often we see that when teams are playing this way, playing very aggressively, and it's working out, and then they get a 2 or 3 point lead, and they try to play defense, and either it doesn't work, or it only partially works, and then they have to go back to playing offensively, and they don't have the weight control anymore or anything like that. So there's some merit in that, staying on the aggressive or on the offense for sure.
Or as a friend of mine used to say, you dance with the girl that brought you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like a prevent defense in football. Sometimes it doesn't make a lot of sense.
It prevents you from winning.
Yeah. Didn't get as much out of that as you would have liked to have done.
Yeah, so it does leave it up there, and Kleiter is going to lather, rinse, and repeat, throw it high again. Now, we do have a big bevy of McDonald guards accumulating. Here's Matt Hall. Looking to do Matt Hall things and throw a guard.
These high guards are so hard to throw, and you don't want them to go very far. That's a good shot.
I always feel like I want to hold it on to the very last second on the hog line, so I have it calibrated like as perfect as I possibly can.
Yeah. Samogolski looks to at least get both these guards this time, maybe.
Getting 1 and 2, there you go. And they did roll off to a corner, so that's a job well done by Derek.
Absolutely, yeah. See it again. He starts off. He doesn't even seem to be looking up till he gets halfway through the slide. So, what a beauty. Have to make it curl a little, get the angle right. That's the best he could do. And to roll the shooter off too is a bonus. So now he's set up pretty good. You go from being in trouble to kind of still being a little bit in trouble, but being set up pretty nice to develop a 2 or 3-ender here if he can get the opportunity.
So the guard coming back up again. Second verse, same as the first. Joshua Mattern lays it all the way up there. Feel it one more time, or do you chase?
No, I think he's going to hit one more time, although he is running out of rocks, but I'll go with the freeze.
I certainly can't I cannot make a case against it.
No, I agree. I just thought he'd play one more, and then with his second stone, and he'd have to make a move. Look for a guard that maybe isn't quite so good, but.
So on the way down from Burgess. Line's pretty good. Weight looks pretty good. Well delivered by the third.
Very good shot, but he probably would have rather been a little bit on a corner.
Are we talking about a burned rock or okay? Looked like we had some sort of conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if somebody touched one of the other rocks or what it was, but nobody seemed to.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
No, nobody gave a damn.
Yeah.
And 95 times out of 100, you don't.
Yeah.
Here's a second for Mattern. Been a good weekend for Josh. Very consistent.
Yeah, I watched him for 2 weekends now, and I feel like he throws it really, really well.
Hope to get this one to carve up a little bit. Oh, great angles for them now.
I don't know why they just didn't let that die, Dave. Why would they? Like, I don't think you want to bounce off of that.
Yeah, it did bounce it just a skosh too far, and Jordan's taking a look at it. There's a distinct possibility he might be able to make the double and roll.
Oh, there absolutely is, yeah.
Got to hit it pretty full and pretty hard, but well, at least a good normal.
Yeah.
So Burgess, big opportunity to set his team up for a deuce here. Olofsson trying to walk it over just a touch. Get one, make the double. Don't clear it out all the way. Do you hang on the edge?
Oh, looks like it just found a way to go out there at the very end. But that rock had come up another inch, Dave. It would have been a beauty. He would have had both yellows out and stayed right behind the corners. Would have been unbelievably good.
Absolutely would have had the trifecta.
Yeah, but at least it's out of the, it's off from behind the center guard now, so. Oh, they're going to run this? No, going to go after this. Yeah, maybe. I guess I haven't decided yet.
We'll see what we go with.
Oh, he's going to play the run. I think. The run's a good shot.
No, I like the run back. Obviously, you need to make it.
Yeah. And if you don't make it, you might give up two, but that's all you're going to give up. If you try something fancy, come around, maybe rub and roll off, and Jordan makes one hit and roll, he might give up a three, so you don't want that.
And looking at the long shot, it does look pretty clear that winger is not biting.
Yeah. Matt indicated a good option here if it doesn't look like they're going to make the double, and or the run back, and that to hit and roll in front of their own second shot or first shot in the house. I don't know if you'll get that opportunity, but at least you're thinking about it.
Stone on the way down for the run back. Get the one, drive it onto the second, avoid the jam, clear it out, and do you even hang on as a bonus? Oh, yes, you do. You got this, that, and the other as well. Rylan Kleiter.
Yeah. Great shot, but great sweeping here. I just didn't think he could hold this long enough to make this. And flat out right till it hits. Barely room to get the broom out of the way. And makes the shot. Nicely done. He made it with about board weight, too. It was not very heavy.
Yeah, that was absolutely impressive control shot there. And that is really what it does right now. It rips some of this control out now. McDonald's going to have to flop underneath the guards here. We haven't seen a lot of hits come this way.
Needs to make this one, because now he's going to be forced if he doesn't. So he really needs to make a roll somewhere here to even get it over. Will he get it over far enough? Looks like they might.
They
Great
might.
shot.
That is a fantastic shot.
That is really good.
Take another look at it, Jim.
Yep, coming down just nice weight that you can do something with as far as the brooms go. And Samogolski actually gets on it at the end, try to carve it over there a little bit. And worked well, and there it is. Kleiter can't really get it. He can draw down to it. And if he makes a really good shot, he's going to take it away, no question. But that's the best you could do.
So Kleiter's going to have to throw the key draw here. If not, McDonald will have earned himself his way back into the game. Put that one in a little bit. Or out if you like.
Hard making this one curl.
This is going to be tight. Yeah, it's going to be on the guard, I think.
It is on the guard, yeah.
Yeah, he just started that towards the center line.
Yeah.
You could see it right when he let it go.
Yeah, he has a little bit of a push release that's that amazes me that they can get them on target as well as they do. Guys that do the throw like that. So a great chance for Jordon McDonald, really just by making that first shot really well at a time that he absolutely had to make it. He's going to give himself a chance for two.
So Jordon McDonald has one in his pocket. He's going to have an uncontested draw to the 12-foot. Because no draw is free, Jim.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Final stone of the fourth end.
It's going to be okay.
This sails around as long as it's past the guard. Everything looks just fine. That is fine and dandy for a score of 2. Kleiter has a hammer when we come back. You're watching Curling Stadium.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Sasktel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? Sasktel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
And welcome back to Swift Current Saskatchewan. It's the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. I'm Dave Schmel. I'm happy to be joined by Jim Nix and all of you, our closest friends, here on the YouTube curling community. If you haven't given us a like yet, please do. We'd really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Once you subscribe, you're able to get involved in the dialogue. We do enjoy hearing from you guys out there. And Jimmer, that was a well thought out deuce by Jordon McDonald.
Well, it was. He didn't get a lot. He didn't have a lot of opportunities in that end. When he finally got the one opportunity with his first shot to make the roll, he made it perfect, which set up the miss by Kleiter and gave him an open draw to the house, really, to score his 2, which he made with no trouble at all. And now we got a game again.
So they spilled on that takeout there. Not exactly what they were hoping for. So Semilgowski. We'll try to deposit another one in here underneath cover. And they come right on down to the rear shot stone, taking it out of scoring contention, which is exactly what you want to do there.
Rylan wouldn't mind blanking this end if he gets the opportunity. So
I think he just did the old look back at the scoreboard to make that decision.
Yeah.
Just get the peel. Avoid the jam in the back.
Yeah.
Although they wouldn't have minded it. Well, they would have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Derek's going to replace the guard. And the veteran delivers yet again.
Yeah, I think that Jordon really seeing that Kleiter's going to peel these guards will keep putting them up there. Maybe right till his very last shot when he goes in the rings and puts it at the top of the 8 foot and says, okay, now you figure out how to score. You're looking at 2. So it'll be interesting to see how the next few shots play out here.
That peel is made, and we are indeed in the shampoo cycle of curling. Lather, rinse, and repeat. Just a heavy clean from Olfson here.
And they like to be a little deeper, a little closer than that. Yeah, I thought that might change Kleiter's decision here with that guard being so long. Even today with the ice being a little straighter, that guard is not posing much of a problem. He still may appeal it yet, but
well, if he throws the draw down there, you have to figure McDonald's just falling down, right?
Yep.
And then you almost have to do math as to where the rock's going to end up in relationship to the button.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know that I love this, because I think if you're going to play this shot, you might as well go ahead and come right around and just be 8 foot at the top and try to get your 2, because this shot, to me, it's going to get you pretty close to having to take 1 at the end of this end. Unless he can jiggle them around a little bit and be in the right, get the angles going right for him.
So the stone from Mattern releases his own off the back. They lie 1.
Interesting that they would both not play the same turn here. You'd sort of think they probably would be going the same way, but...
Well, you owe me a royalty because you just took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah. Okay. I'll send you a loony.
Costs you more to send me the loony.
I know. Nice shot.
That's about as good as you're going to throw it. So now, there you go. And you just see them counting right there.
Yeah.
So they put 1 there. They another one goes on top. They're schnookered.
Yep.
I think you would have had to start counting that a little bit earlier.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's yeah, because he was like you and I. He knew that once he played the freeze, that Jordan had no choice but to play the freeze, and you're going to end up at this point somewhere. Some very good shots, and you are right. Now Kleiter is in the position, if he makes this and Jordan makes his, and Jordan's buried behind the guard.
On the pin, no less.
Exactly, yeah.
With probably with a minimum of 126 pounds of granite behind it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to skate down and discuss how we were schnookered.
Yeah. I don't know what they can do about it now, to be honest.
Yeah, so, so basically you could go the top of it, yeah, but if you just were to place 2 more curling stones directly on top of that pile, you're going to be on the pin.
Yeah. So if he goes above the tee line, full 4 foot above the tee line for shot rock, Jordan's going to have to move him if he's going to have open scoring. And if he does, he may leave an opportunity for the double on the reds. So that's a lot of ifs, but it's a possibility.
If only I could pay my taxes with ifs.
Yes.
So they're all set up, and it looks like they are going to play the stack. Is that what you saw, Jim?
Yeah, I didn't see them. I saw them touching tapping above the button there, but I'm not sure that that's where they ended up at. The thing about the stack, it does have to be perfect. Like, if you put this one in here, if Jordan ever leaves it even offset a little bit, then it is movable and possible too. Could happen.
So now the stone comes down on the Kleiter side of the sheet.
Yeah.
Working it down. This is going to be just top 4, not even shot stone.
No.
So, Jim, do you just get rid of it, or Do you ever have the gumption to come down in there and lie too?
I think there'd be no reason to not try to go in there and lie too. I think it's going to be a very tough one to guard because you can't guard that side and then they just tap the yellow an inch or two and they're shot, or they tap it more than that. But if you guard the other side, you can come around. They'll be able to come around to that one and be shot, and it'll be in the way. The yellow will be in the way of you doing any of it. So
I think
that
they're looking to
freeze,
corner. Yeah, they're looking to corner freeze it.
Yeah.
And then if it's tapped up for a shot, well, it's going to be tapped right underneath their own stone that they can hit again.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one. You can't throw this just even a couple inches too heavy, because if you're trying to corner freeze, you don't really want to corner freeze bump, because that would give them shot rock. Now they might guard it and let you come the other way. I'm not sure, but I just assume them not be shot at this point and have mine sitting on the corner, but just on the corner.
First to two for Jordon McDonald here. Not a brush to it yet. Now Derek's going to walk it over. Line's pretty good. It's all about the weight now, I think. Might be just a touch heavy. How much does it bump? Does move the Kleiter stone into shot position.
I don't think that's good for McDonald.
Yeah. Yeah, he needs to be in a situation where he forces Kleiter here.
Yeah.
And Kleiter is going to have an opportunity to at least set up to try to score two.
Now, he did bump the yellow one far enough that if Kleiter were to play, for example, the hit and flop off the red and was just kind of flop to the corner of the yellow, you could tap that yellow up.
Well, doesn't do much for McDonald because he's throwing red.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, okay. I guess I shouldn't say tap it up, but you just take it right through the hole. Maybe.
So, okay, yeah.
But yeah, you're right though. Still, either way, you still might leave a chance for. If you do that, you might leave a chance for. No, it wouldn't happen. Yeah, maybe it depends, I guess, on where this one goes. See where it goes first.
Yeah, that stone just delivered. Had the only tolerance was on the light side.
Yeah. So if Rylan hits this on the inside and rolls to the center line, and Jordon peels out that yellow rock, then Kleiter will have to take one. That's the only thing.
So the first on the way from Kleiter. Johnson and Mattern. Pass the guard now. Johnson to walk it over. Get the hit, get the little roll up towards yours. And you lie one. And that's right where I'd put it.
Yeah. That was a good roll for Kleiter too, though, because if he left it out a little bit more, then it would be very difficult for him to not, for McDonald not to take out his shot rock.
Yeah, and now here's an opportunity for McDonald. He has the aggressive shot available to try to make a steal.
Yeah.
Because if he can get it under there and be in shot position, it'd be a tough tap because you'd only have a little bit of the rock to go at. But don't think.
No,
go
I
ahead,
think.
Jim.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was just because I don't think, because the ice is just that little bit straighter today, it doesn't seem to have quite that same hard finish. I think that's why he doesn't want to draw it down to the red one, because he just doesn't probably feel like he can get in there good enough. Yeah, for the first of the spiel, I think he could have. So he's going to pick this yellow one out, which is the one I thought he might pick out anyways, which would force Kleiter to really just take one. pretty tough to get 2. I don't think he can split for 2, so might be able to, but it'd be really hard.
So final stone of the 5th here for J-Mac. It's coming firm.
Got a curl.
Oh, it just went past everything.
That's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. Still not going to be more than 2. There's no way to score 3 here.
No, and it's for the same reason that Jordan found this shot difficult to play. It's not going to be easy necessarily for Kleiter to get his 2, but he can go a little further. He doesn't actually have to get to the button. He just has to get full 4-foot. So he could take another few inches of ice if he wanted to and just stay away from all that stuff.
Yeah, no reason to flirt with him.
No.
Have our standard housekeeping going on. Rylan Kleiter. He's got one in his pocket, trying to draw for 2. Final stone of end number 5. Just got to make sure you pass the guard. You need to be full 4-foot. Got to be full 4. Don't leave it short. My goodness, you can never leave it short. You got backing all the way, boys. Heads down. Heads down. And you got it. Big brush. And they get their deuce. 2 go on the board for Kleiter. He has a 5-2 advantage. We'll be back to Swift Current right after this.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
Saskatchewan, you know Sasktel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With Sasktel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Sasktel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
The people have spoken, the votes are in, and the players are ready to rock. At curling's first ever All-Star event, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th, where 13 of the world's best men's and women's curlers face off for a star-studded celebrity pro-am, a unique skills competition, and an all-star skins game you won't want to miss. Got a ticket? We'll see you in Music City. Don't have one? Better hurry. They're going fast. The 2025 TCG All-Star Game, live from Nashville, April 15th and 16th. Let's rock.
Hi, I'm Jane.
And I'm Rick, and Jane and I are the owners of Sprague Foods Limited here in Belleville, Ontario, in the Bay of Quinte area. We're a food processing facility, and we can a whole range of products, including soups and sauces and rice pudding and beans.
Welcome back to Swift Current. It's a Speedy Creek Shootout brought to you by Curling Stadium. Huge team shot out of Team Kleiter there, Jim.
Yeah, it really was. It was, obviously Jordan was trying to pick that one out. That didn't work, so left Rylan the draw to the 4-foot, full 4-foot, and it looked for a minute like the sweepers maybe came off it a little bit too soon, but they got right back on and just went hard every inch of the way and got it in there. So it took all the sweepers, the thrower and all the sweepers to make it, and they did. So high-five each other there. Pretty good shot.
Yeah, you see Mattern giving Johnson a firm attaboy there.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah. So Donald finds himself in the same place he was a couple hands ago now. So.
Well, a couple ends ago, he was able to come up with the deuce. If he does it again, the math is still not bad. It's not good, but it's not terrible either.
No, that's right.
He is in the 6M with hammer. Take two, force one, take two. You would be in an extra end scenario.
Yeah.
And Rylan's going to play it just the same way he did before.
Yeah.
Foot on the gas the whole time.
Yeah, it's an end that we always talk about the 6th end being an end you want to score, no matter which side of the coin you're on. But in this case, Jordon really does need to score two. One is probably just prolonging the inevitable in most cases. You've got to steal 3 ends in a row. That's tough.
It's not exactly where Hall would have liked that one.
No.
The question is it good enough for Jordon to do anything? I'd be inclined to wrap another one around the corner and worry about this stuff later.
Yeah, I think if you go around the corner, Rylan's going to peel the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just have to be ready to do that a couple times and then eventually get to a chance to make this. But you're going to need a break or two along the way here to make this work anyway. So for now, they're going to run just the one yellow one, I think.
Semolgoski. Makes it, sticks it, leaves a guard, but importantly, it's their color guard.
Yeah, it is a big difference that way, for sure.
Entertain the idea of the double peel. I'll tell you though, Jim, I think if you make that, you're probably going to careen off the other guard and skitter that red guy into the rings.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. You'd end up having a situation where Jordon could play a hit to sit 3. So I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to try to make the run back here. And
I think he talked himself out of it quite well.
Yeah.
So Matt Hall on the run back attempt. Just going to get the one, skitter by for a second guard. It does kind of render that red rock not usable, and that's important.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good outcome from that shot, considering that they didn't make the shot they were trying to make.
And Jordan's gonna, he's gonna have to scratch his head for a second here, because you really got to figure out what's good. Now, he may elect to spin it off that other guard towards the rings a little bit now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could try that. It's a little bit harder because you've got to almost nose hit the yellow one to make that happen. If you go much less than that, I don't know that you're going to hit enough of the yellow to have it stay in the ring. So I think this is almost a nose hit to get the result that you're referring to, Dave.
And the nose hit isn't bad because then, you don't necessarily want a center guard, but at least it'll be one of yours.
It's yours again, yeah.
They pick this up right out of his hand, does Dallas Burgess. Over curls just a hair. That's unfortunate.
It is. It does, again, now you have a little better setup with the 2 reds, but, we're talking about having no rocks left in the house and playing a double angle raised takeout to sit 1, so that isn't ideal.
Can you use that word in a sentence, sir?
Yeah, got to be a different sentence because I don't remember how I said it the first time. We'll figure it out. We'll come up with something.
Anytime you need that many words to describe your shot, you're generally not making it, in my experience.
Yeah, that's probably a good point to make for sure. So
here it comes from Mattern. Hall, right down on it. He held it. They lose the shooter, no problem. Now I don't know if you want to play with them yet. I feel like I want to draw down to the yellow and play with them later, but this is what they're planning on.
I would agree with you sometimes. There's just not great curl. And if you come around, you corner freeze the yellow, then this shot might not be there. So it might be that this is the best time for this.
Well, certainly multiple ways you can look at it.
Yeah.
Here's the first from Burgess. Here in the sixth.
It's not going to quite work, I don't think.
It is going to deflect it, but they're going to lose the shooter in the process.
Yeah, had to hold it a little straighter.
And now Rylan can just go right on back in there, take away the real estate that you were trying to get to.
Yeah.
So Joshua Mattern, the left-hander, been consistent all weekend, as we mentioned earlier. His last of the sixth. Works it into the top four now. I still think you just want to play down nice and easy and just tap it back a little bit.
Yeah, I think you have to. You're going to have to come as close to the guards as you can, though. I don't know if that outturn to that point works really good because I think it ends up being accessible from the yellow. I'll try this shot again.
Yeah, they're going to try it again.
Yeah. If you can make it, you can have it in there completely buried, but
that's the rub, eh? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking to get a better outcome here on the second from Dallas Burgess.
No.
1, 2. Oh, they chapped it. They still got put a lot of spin on it. It's going to allow it to glide all the way through.
I thought he looked like he was tight right off the get-go if he was trying to make the red on the yellow and not trying to just, bounce it off the other yellow, the guard. So I just thought he looked tight right out of his hand to me.
Yeah, I don't think they had any intentions of that little side impact.
No, yeah, I don't think so either. Because he wasn't real close with that. He was probably not as close as he was on. Well, he definitely wasn't as close as he was on the first one.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with this call. You might be saying, well, you're winning by all these points. Why throw a guard? You know what? It's really set up good for you right now. Why not?
I agree. I think this will be really tight, too. It might even be in the rings.
Kleiter. On the guard attempt.
Pretty impressed with Rylan's weight most of the time, even though I don't love the way he lets the rock go. He just kind of has that distinct push on it at the end, and most of the time, though, he's pretty close to what he wants. Like that.
That is pretty close to where he wanted it. So I think you have to play the angle in now.
Yeah, you do, yeah.
And Kleiter with the 3-point lead is more than happy to let him attempt this.
Yeah. Pretty near a must make for him too. I don't know where I don't even sure where he scores if he doesn't make this, so he could maybe make the out turn draw out of the 4-foot, but it's got to curl a lot after gets past the guard. I assume Kleiter will take this side away from him, so.
I certainly don't want to try to throw that one myself.
No. I never have you throw this one, Dave, because I just hate the pressure of having to call the angle. So we throw something different.
So McDonald, his first and 2 in the 6, absolutely must make this angle raise. We saw him almost make a miracle in-off. Can he make this angle raise? Hits it, drives it over the top, just by a sliver. Oh my goodness, Jim, that was so close.
Oh, really close. You just had to curl up again, curl up a little bit more. You can see it again. It's going to be just a little bit thin. I'm just want to check the sweeping here. These are so hard to call. He's trying to make it curl. So the right idea, just had to get up, had to curl just another probably half an inch or something like that, and he would have made that perfect. So unfortunate.
And now, of course, the avenues in have been exhausted. So the only way in is for a draw. So he's going to take away the easier of the two.
Yep.
Put it right there on the AWS Air Bar logo.
Going to go out turn here. That's interesting because there's not a ton of curl. I think you could make it on the in-turn as well, but he's more comfortable doing this. So
yeah, there's not a ton of curl, but that's something that these guys get used to playing because they play with so much curl. It's almost impossible to leave a rock out there going from the outside, and you end up in stuff that hasn't been played as much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas these paths are a little bit more of a known commodity.
He's going to be exactly where he wants to be, so.
Doesn't matter how you slice it or dice it, it's still going to be delicious.
Right.
So it's going to be Jordon McDonald facing 2. Need to be full 4-foot.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is another one of those must-make things. His first shot was for me, but this is an absolute. 'Cause you can't, especially if you end up giving up 1, you're probably still playing. If you give up 2, you're probably not. So has to at the very least get this into the 8-foot somewhere. I just don't know for sure if he can get enough curl to get shot rock.
We'll find out shortly. Final stone of the 6 end. Kleiter line 2. McDonald needs the full 4-foot. Olofsson has been on this and off it. They kind of like the weight. You're past the guard. Now, do you get enough curl to get the 4? Enough curl, and will it sit as well? Needs to spin in. Oh, fantastic shot by Jordon McDonald. When it was absolutely required, he gets a single. Kleiter has the hammer up 2 and 7. When we come back, you're watching Curling Stadium on SSN.
Team Homan rocks. Team Mowat rocks. But who rocks harder? On April 7th, we'll find out. Presented by Rio Mare, join us in Toronto at the Curling Group's first ever Battle of the Sexes, as world number 1 team Homan takes on world number 1 team Moen in a head-to-head charity curling skins game with a twist. 8 ends, 4 rule changes, and curling like you've never seen before. Watch it live on the Grand Slam of Curling website, app, and YouTube with celebrity coaches and special guest appearances. The Curling Group's first ever Rio Mare Battle of the Sexes, April 7th, Mattamy Athletic Center in Toronto. Get your tickets now at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec safety?
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of Curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the Rock Shop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of Curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
And welcome back to Swift Current, Saskatchewan. It's the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. It's the finals between Jordon McDonald and Rylan Kleiter. It's the Dave and Jim show. I'm Dave Schmel, and he's Jim Nixon. It's been Kleiter really dictating the pace of this game thus far.
Yeah, it really has. It's, Jordan's having to make some shots just to kind of hang around, and he made a dandy on the last end. He really had no room for error at all. Usually you have a little bit of room for error when you're trying to draw the 4-foot, but he had none because he had to get perfect curl, and he actually he and the sweeper combined to make a great shot. Still a long way back for him now. He has to steal probably 3 ends in a row, but he's still playing.
Yeah, he definitely had to make that shot at that time.
So Jordan has some guards to work with. Just a matter of whether or not he can make it. Here it is here, the last shot, and we just see it coming in. And like I say, sweepers they got to get it by the top one, and that's no problem now. But the bigger problem is right here, where he has to get full 4-foot pretty much to have shot rock. And you'll see he does it. So he basically had another couple inches it could have went, but that's it. And so that's a heck of a shot. And a good job by the sweep team, too. Got some guards to work with here for now anyway, so you need to make one good one here. Samogalski will try to slide her by.
Is Kleiter sitting shot, McDonald second. So here's Matt Hall. Appeal is made.
That's throwing kind of the old school second stone where almost every shot seems to be a peel or a takeout.
Well, he had guards the last few ends.
Yeah, okay, yeah, true enough.
But in all other things, you're always correct, Jim.
Thank you.
And Derek puts up the very difficult to throw one guard. And for everybody who is looking at the Olympic trial situation, we have just thrown into the chat all the information you could possibly ever want to know about it. Thanks to our studio team for taking care of that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I know I can't do that math. The two of us were busy trying to figure out just the playoffs for this spiel. We were having problems. So McDonald has to keep on throwing this guard. Got to steal twice in a row now.
Yeah.
Not optional.
I was just updating myself by reading all of our Curling Zone notes on the chat. Very clear.
Oh.
That hurts.
Jinx, buy me a Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was just not there and unfortunate. And now Kleiter is going to say clean up on sheet 3. Let's see how many they have Matter go after. Is it going to be just a straight peel, or is he going to try to touch them all?
I think it's straight peel.
Straight peel, that works all day. So one guard's gone, but you got to put one up. Oh, yep, here comes the guard again.
Yeah.
So McDonald from Winnipeg is asking Dallas Burgess to throw yet another guard here. That wide shot shows you the beautiful facility here that is the Swift Current Curling Club. Been good crowds here all weekend long. None more than our biggest super fan in the New York Islanders hoodie. There he is, still firmly ensconced. I wonder if he knows how famous he's become. Once again, if there's somebody watching at the club, get that man a draft. I'll be more than happy to reimburse you. Been the super fan of the spiel. Josh Mattern. He makes that peel, no problem.
Donald's going to be forced to do something other than that here.
And don't adjust your screens. It's not an eclipse, but Samogoski is covering all the stones in the rings. So, what kind of play are you going to make here? Are you just going to rattle it a little bit, or are you going to maybe freeze another one in there to the corner?
It's going to be gentle. I can tell you that. I would think. I don't see any point in throwing anything much more than gentle. I would maybe tap that red one just off nose and move that yellow back to kind of beside the other yellow, but no further. And create a little bit of a wall back there. They might all go away in one shot, but drastic steps, and I think that would give him maybe something to work with. Just bump it back so you're on the same angle, so that if he does go after yours, then it will jam on the yellow. I think that's kind of what he's playing here.
But like you said, gentle.
Yeah, I would definitely. I wouldn't want to be too aggressive with this. Just enough to move it back. And move it back, so I'm going to be lined right up on it.
First to 2 for McDonald. Really starting to curl a whole bunch. Going to come up just across the face, jostle him around just a touch. That's not good.
No, not at all. He would want it to be lined up the other way. Kind of the same setup, but the other way. Now it's just a double to get rid of everything for Kleiter. Might possibly leave access to those rocks for a freeze, but if he hits it on the nose, or even a tiny little bit on the inside, low side, then he would probably take the raise or take the draw away too. So it's not favorable for Jordon McDonald right now.
So Rylan Kleiter is first to 2 and end number 7. There they go, right over the top, no problem. Now you're going to have to try to throw that draw. That's your only option.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you had a hero shot in your pocket, it is time to deploy it.
Yeah. I think you can get it in there. I think you can get it in there and get it in there pretty solid. The problem is, I don't know where you're going to put it that he isn't going to be able to score. So if you freeze it right on the back one that's touching the center line, that might be good enough that Kleiter has to play the draw to score.
I think you probably play the tap back to score. You know, push it on to what you froze, and the stone that you freeze on is going to direct it off the back. But either way, you got to make this first.
Yeah.
Jordon McDonald, he's got to tuck it right in. You need to come so close to that one on the top 4 foot. Leave absolutely no room for the imagination. This has got a long way to come. Needs to put the blinker on and start turning. And it's going to be shot stone.
Yep.
Rylan's going to have to take a throw at it, but it will be a throw for 4.
Yeah, it's pretty much wide open. Finesse it a little bit, but you don't have to be too cute with it.
And you see Jordon back there. You know what? He's got nothing to be ashamed of. These gentlemen have had a great weekend.
Yeah.
So Rylan Kleiter facing one, looking to seal the deal. Final stone of the 7th end. Got plenty of weight. Just keeping it clean. Back and forth, no problem on it. Lost one in the back, but there you go. It's 3 for Kleiter, and it's handshakes. And they are the winners of the Curling Stadium Speedy Creek Shootout. Congratulations to Rylan Kleiter, Jason Mattern, Matt Hall, and Trevor Johnson. And kudos to their opponents. Having a great weekend. Jordon McDonald, Dallas Burgess, Derek Semilgoski, and Cam Olfson. And Jim, I still go back to just Kleiter's consistency through that whole time and keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, I think they were, definitely a little better team in this game, and they're pretty steady. Really weren't didn't do anything spectacular, but didn't do anything really bad either. So, and it's a solid win for them for sure.
And that first skip rack from Jordan in the third end, which ended up leading to that steal. Yeah. They had a spot to be, they were in a good spot. We're probably going to, good chance to get a deuce, and they tried to push for a 3 and didn't work out for them. Yeah, that was definitely a big, possibly a big turning point in the game because, it was pretty much disaster. It was like, they were sitting really quite good. They just couldn't figure out how to stop Rylan from having a shot, and as a result, they made it for him and made it perfect for him. So, yeah, that was definitely a big miss a big error for Jordon McDonald, but he'll learn from those. Absolutely, and it's a young team that we're going to hear from certainly in the future, just like we're hearing from Team Kleiter as they are continuing to have a great season. That's right. That's right. And like we said, Jordan has one more event left this year. I'm not sure that Rylan has any, but maybe that best for the West thing, but they say he might not be eligible because he went to the Brier. But anyway, yeah, it's a good season. Both these guys should be happy with where they're at and where their teams are at, and I think they're both only going to get better over the next few years. Most importantly, they're getting their check made out right now, so I'll make sure they can handle that business, and we'll handle ours. We would like to thank everybody for watching us here on Curling Stadium all weekend long. So, for Jim Nix, Connor Sims, Cailey, Jerry, and the entire Curling Stadium team, thank you for joining us. From Swift Current, good day.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep